Welcome back to geometry. We want to continue taking a look at section 23, which is on constructions, and we want to look at our fifth construction. All right, so for our fifth construction, we want to simply copy an angle. And probably the easiest way to think about how we're going to copy an angle is by considering a triangle. So if I have a triangle and I want to, actually, let's go ahead and just say we have an angle to begin with. If we have an angle and I draw a line through here, then what I can do is I can consider constructing a congruent triangle. So if I were to, actually, let's get rid of this. If I were to consider just a single line, then what I can do is I can copy this distance here, and then I can, let's see here, if I were to actually choose it very wisely and create it so that way these two sides are the same, then I can measure out and say, all right, this other side has to intersect somewhere over here. And then I just go ahead and measure this distance with my compass, and I copy that over here, mark it, and we have ourselves an angle with the same measure. Okay, so that's the idea of what we want to do here. So let's take a look at the steps in the construction, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at this construction. Actually, you know what? We're going to do them at the same time. So let's get rid of these guys. Do it faster this way. There we go. All right, so got rid of those guys. And let's say we have some angle. So I've got A, B, C that I want to copy, but I'm also given the line PQ. And I want to copy this angle onto that line. So let's say that's what I want to do here. So I'm given an angle and I'm given a ray, and I want to construct the angle RPQ so that way it is congruent to angle ABC. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle here, centered at B, passing through there. So let me put that in red. Right, I'm going to construct a circle, and that's going to give me intersection points on the line here and here. We'll call those points X and Y. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to construct that circle centered at B with radius R for some R greater than 0. That's going to give me the intersection points X and Y. Excellent. So the next thing I want to do is I actually want to construct a circle with the same radius at P. So construct a circle at P, right, centered at P with radius R, the same radius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct that same circle, okay? And that's when I construct that, it's going to give me an intersection right here, and we can call that Z. So that gives me intersection point Z. Now what I want to do is I want to identify where this point is out here so I can draw the line from P through that point. Well, I know it lies this distance away. Okay, so when I construct this circle, it's probably a good idea to have at least part of this drawn. So I include this mark here, and I know it needs to be somewhere out there as well. Then what I do is I construct a circle centered at Z, but with the same distance as it is from Y to X. So that way I can find this intersection. So this distance here, I create a circle of that radius. And then, of course, that gives me this intersection point here. Gives me this intersection point here, which we will call R. So we construct a circle centered at Z with radius, the distance from Y to X. And that's going to give us the intersection point R. And once we have that intersection point, we can construct the line or the ray PR, which gives us a copy of this angle. Excellent. So I'm actually not going to talk about the justifications for this one. That's actually a homework exercise, or at least one of the exercises for the section. So that's all that we want to talk about for this construction. Again, all of these constructions that we're talking about, well, except for the next one, all of these first 5 constructions are available online through the link that will be provided in each of these videos. It's a link to Khan Academy. So feel free to take a look at those. That's maybe a little bit better because it's looking at a little bit more formal constructions, right? The drawings are much better than my by hand stuff here, because by hand is not what we want to do in our homework. We want to actually use a compass. So if you have questions about this, make sure to meet with me, ask, attend class, so we can take a look at examples where we're actually doing some constructions. So let's make sure that we do that. So make sure that you have a compass and a straight edge, and we can continue to take a look at these things. So I'll see you guys one more time here in section 23 for one more construction.